Hey guys, I'm Nisa Homey and welcome back to another Q&A session. I've been meaning to do this kind of videos like coming in front of the camera and talk to you more, and that is the reason why I have asked whether you guys have any questions or doubts which we can discuss in videos like this. At the time of recording this video, there are 200 plus comments, and I went through the comments and I picked out 20 comments which will be discussed in this video. Like I mentioned before, I plan to come in front of the camera like this often, at least once a month, so that we can get to know each other more and grow into a healthy community together. I have my laptop in front of me and I have shortlisted 20 comments which will be discussed in this video. Comments or questions or doubts or simply acknowledgements from you guys. So let's move on to the first question. It is from Deepthi K, and she wants to know whether it is safe to use microwave for daily cooking. Well, I personally don't use or own a microwave, as I prefer conventional cooking when it comes to daily cooking. At this point, I also wanted to mention that I saw a comment with regard to using air fryer. I also don't own or use an air fryer. Healthy fats are actually good for our body, so why do you want to not include healthy fats in your diet? So any day, my idea of a healthy cooking is just using the conventional method. That is more sustainable, but then it's always a matter of personal choice. And Deepthi, you can also read more about all this and try to understand a bit more. Let's move on to the next question. Loveleen Krishna, she wants to know whether we can cook tomato and coconut on flame. Again, I personally don't prefer to cook over the gas flame. I have mentioned this in a couple of recipe videos as well. I also don't prefer to cook roti over the gas flame. Now, the reason why I am using a cast iron tawa to cook my roti is that since it is heavy bottomed, the roti will get cooked thoroughly because we are using a cast iron. It may not be the same when you are using another cookware, but when you are using cast iron, you can be sure that the roti gets thoroughly cooked. And when the roti puffs up, it is actually the steam inside the roti which makes it to puff up. So that itself shows that the insides are cooked thoroughly. Again, it's always a matter of personal choice. I personally don't prefer to cook anything over the gas flame, directly over the gas flame. But then if our cooking medium is wood fire or coal, then there is no issues at all. You can put it over the wood fire and cook, but not over gas flame. BR wanted to know which cutting knife I use. Well, you guys must have seen me using this knife. This is very sharp. It is from a brand named IKEA or IKEA, whatever way it is being pronounced. Anyway, it's very sharp. I loved cutting and chopping vegetables with this knife, but unfortunately, it is made with ceramic. So if it falls down, it can break, or if it bangs on something hard, it can break. And somehow this top portion got broken, and then it is not comfortable to use this. And another thing is that after some time the sharpness went away and I couldn't sharpen it. Then I read online that to sharpen ceramic knife you need something called a diamond sharpener or something like that. So unfortunately I can't use it as I was using it. But I kind of liked this because it was very sharp, very light and very easy to use. So that is the sad story of this knife, which you guys has been asking me in the comments. Also, this was a gift from one of my classmates. He's living in Italy, and when he came here to visit me, he bought many knives. So this was one among them. The next one which I like to use is this one. This one also is from my classmate. Actually, he said he custom made this, and this one is a real tough handy knife. I like to chop with this. I like to use it. It's a very durable and like a chef's kind of knife. So it is custom made. He told me that he got it done locally. He lives in Italy. He was my classmate in college. And this is the next favorite knife of mine. This is 20 rupees. I bought it locally, and the brand name is Polyguard. I'm sure most Keralites are familiar with this knife. It's very cheap, just 20 rupees. It's very sharp, very easy to handle, and you can easily sharpen it as well. So this is the thing which I mostly use for my daily cooking. These three knives are the ones I usually use in my recipes. And recently I got few knives with my name and channel's name engraved on it. I'm also kind of very excited when I saw my name and my channel's name on the knife, and I enjoy using them as well. But these three are the ones which I usually use. This one for daily cooking, this one for chopping nuts and mincing vegetables and all. This one, it's going to be in the backstage. So this is the story of the knives I use. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Geeta Priya, she wants to know how to balance healthy eating every day. Well, Geeta, mindfulness is the key to a healthy and sustainable eating habit. And also make sure that when you have your food, you enjoy it. Avoid all the gadgets and newspapers and all the other unnecessary things which are around us. Enjoy your food with gratitude and in peace. And I also don't prefer to count calories these days, because mindfulness is the key. The next question is from Jay. Would like quinoa recipes, also usage of chia seeds. Well, I have already shared many recipes with quinoa and also with chia seeds. I've also shared a video, I think some 2 or 3 years back, comparing chia seeds with basil seeds. You can check them out to understand more, and please do search on YouTube quinoa with my channel's name. So you can type on YouTube quinoa skinny recipes, and you will get all the recipes on quinoa which I have already shared. And yes, I will try to share more recipes, more quinoa and more chia seed recipes. The next question is Ritu Lal Chandani. I hope I pronounced it right. Hi Ritu, I hope you are doing good. Is it healthy to practice intermittent fasting always, the whole life? Why and why not? Well, intermittent fasting, that is always very interesting for me, because ever since I embraced that lifestyle, it has done tremendous things to my body, and I'm enjoying what it is doing to my body with regard to energy, with regard to everything else. So intermittent fasting is my lifestyle now, and when I say it's my lifestyle, I do it every single day. Occasionally, very rarely, I do break it due to pressure from family, or very rare. But apart from that, it is a lifestyle for me and I am enjoying it. Everything, all these things depends upon how happy you are with this particular way of lifestyle, how your body is enjoying it, how happy this makes you feel. If you're not happy with one thing, then there is no point in doing it, right? So if you're happy and if you notice that your body is responding well to it, go ahead and try to change it into a habit and then into your lifestyle. When you are changing into a new lifestyle, you can follow the 21-90 rule, which is it takes 21 days to make a habit and 90 days to create a lifestyle. So in 90 days you can make it into a permanent lifestyle. So 21-90, that is the rule which always I apply to my life, and that somehow helps me to fine tune with my habits. So you can also try that 21-90. Takes 21 days to create a habit and 90 days to make it into a permanent lifestyle. Intermittent fasting is a way of life. That is, you eat in a particular window and you don't eat, or you fast the rest of the time. There are no restrictions on what you can eat, but of course not all the unhealthy junk foods. I saw a lot of comments with regard to intermittent fasting stating that when in the fasting state you feel hungry or you have this cravings. So what I do is I include a good source of healthy fat in my meals. So my way of intermittent fasting is I love to have breakfast. So I have breakfast in the morning and lunch at around 1:32, and I close my eating window at 2 p.m. and then I fast till the next day morning. So in the breakfast and in the lunch I do add a good source of healthy fat like desi ghee or any wood pressed oils of my choice. So that fat acts as a fuel and helps to prolong my fast. So when you have a good source of healthy fat like a teaspoon of desi ghee or as needed, then what happens is that the fat not only helps to prolong your fasting period but also helps to keep you feel satiated and prevents hunger pangs, sugar cravings, all those things. So do try to include a good source of healthy fat and do let me know how it is turning out for you after that. Let's move on to the next comment. Kanaka Harini. I heard chickpeas should be eaten after soaking them overnight. Its protein content reduces if we boil. Is it true? Thanks in advance. All dals and grains preferably should be soaked as much as possible. So the more you soak, the more the phytic acid content in them can be released. Phytic acid prevents nutrient absorption. So when you soak them for a longer time, you are actually getting more benefit. Chickpeas ideally should be soaked overnight, and soaking them for a longer time does helps in better nutrient absorption. Soaking them does not reduce the protein content. It only reduces the phytic acid content. So I hope it is clear to you. The next question is from Sweta S. Does moringa powder needs to be stored in the refrigerator, and how long does it stay good in the refrigerator and outside? Well, if you haven't shade dried it well, it may be prone to fungus or molds. So then you may need to keep it in the refrigerator. But if it is nicely shade dried, that is perfectly dried, then there is no need to keep it in the refrigerator. Rohini Balagopal. Gluten intolerance allergy. How to go about this? Rohini, you really need to consult a doctor with regard to this, and once you find whether you are intolerant to gluten or whether you have celiac disease, then you need to make dietary changes so that you can enjoy a more healthy lifestyle. The next question is Pushpa Lata, tips to store and keep rotis soft for longer time. Wrap them in a cotton napkin. But even while it is hot, you can wrap it up in a cotton napkin and it will stay good at room temperature for a longer time. So what I usually do is I put the wrapped up roti in a steel dabba or a container, and leftovers will also be kept in the fridge in the container wrapped in the cotton napkin. This is a tip which my mother-in-law has taught me. Do try it, I'm sure this will help you. The next question is from Darshini Sharavanan. I hope I pronounced it right. How to stop overeating in eating window? Very, very simple. You just need to add in a teaspoon of desi ghee or any healthy fat of your choice. Like if you're having rice, add a teaspoon of desi ghee. If you're having roti, have a teaspoon of desi ghee, and you will be amazed at how satiated you will be. Do try this and let me know. The next question is from NSK. Do share some recipe drinks for instant energy. Well, my go-to instant energy drinks are smoothies and my fat first turmeric tea recipe. But yeah, I will try to share more instant energy giving recipes. Do keep watching. The next question is Vijaya Krishna VG. Tell me a best place to get wood pressed coconut oil in Kerala. Also tell me about iron vessels. Thank you. Well, I have given the details of the wood pressed coconut oil from where I am buying on the Instagram highlights. There is a folder, coconut oil. You can go there and check it out. Also, you can contact a person called Maria Janita. She's based in Chennai. You can message her and ask for wood pressed oils, hand pound rice, millets, and so on. You can source it from her. She gets it directly from the farmers, and this way you can help the farmers as well. About iron vessels, when you are cooking in iron vessel, you get more iron absorption. Heat retention is more, so cooking gets done really fast. But you may need to maintain the iron vessel. You just need to rinse and wash it and then heat it up and apply some wood pressed sesame oil. Sesame oil is the oil which I prefer to season my cast iron cookware. Another question from Darshini Saravanan. Should sugar be avoided or replaced, which is more sensible? Simple answer would be to avoid refined sugar. Include natural sugars in moderation. Moderation and mindfulness is the key. The next question is from Chitra Mude. I hope I pronounced it right. What to do with leftover oil after frying? First of all, be careful with how much oil is being used in the first place, so that there won't be much leftover oil. Personally, I use a smaller kadai when I am deep frying. So a smaller kadai means less oil, but yeah, smaller kadai means a couple of extra batches to fry. But any day it is worth it because the leftover oil quantity will be very less. Remember that reheating can create free radicals, which is harmful to your body. So try to use less oil when you are deep frying. The next question is very interesting. Lalita Ravi. And what is your favorite recipe in your channel? Love from Andhra Pradesh. About your question, it is very difficult for me to pick a favorite because all the recipes you see on my channel are the labor of my love. I do research, I do try out the recipes many times. Sometimes some recipes do fail, then I have to recreate and change the ingredients to make it into a perfect recipe. So all the recipes you see on the channel are a labor of my love. But if you ask me to pick a couple of favorites, then it would be the vegan mayo. I enjoy using them in my recipes, especially when I make special treats for my children. The vegan mayo is something which, it goes with everything. It goes with in any kind of special treat you want to make, then the vegan mayo is the star. Then smoothies, I like smoothies. It's easy to make in the morning. It keeps me fuller for a longer time. Plus the addition of chia seeds and flax seeds helps to get some omega-3s. So smoothies are also my favorites. Then peanut butter. You just need peanut to make peanut butter. No oil or any added fat is needed to make peanut butter. Just roast the peanuts and blend them, and voila, peanut butter, all natural, 100% natural peanut butter, ready at home. No need to go for any store-bought peanut butter. So peanut butter is also one of my favorite. I can't think of anything else now. Nothing is coming to my mind now. So let's move on to the next question. Illimma. How do we consume coconut oil on empty stomach as in a drink? Well, first and foremost, make sure that the coconut oil you are using is wood pressed or cold pressed. So you double check that and make sure that you're using good quality wood pressed coconut oil. And the easiest way to consume is have a tablespoon just like that on an empty stomach, or you can use it in turmeric tea as a drink. You can check my fat first turmeric tea recipe. I personally prefer to have that turmeric tea with desi ghee, but some people do prefer and enjoy using coconut oil in that tea. You can try that out and let me know. The next question is from Preeti Dureja. Hi, I wanted to know, I am unable to make the perfect Bajra roti even after following your way of masala Bajra roti. Secondly, can we have Bajra roti daily or occasionally? Well, Preeti, each flour may respond differently to water. Some flours may be very thirsty, so you may need little extra water to knead it into a soft dough. Some flours may not need that much water. So the next time when you make, try to reduce little bit of water and then follow the recipe as shown in the video. With regard to whether you can have Bajra daily, well, as long as Bajra is in season, you can enjoy it. When Jawar is in season, you should include Jawar. The idea is to include seasonal grains, millets, vegetables in your diet, and fruits of course. So do not stick to one particular millet or grain. Try to change millets and grains as per the season. So when Bajra is in season, have it, and when summer comes, it will be Jawar, then have Jawar, and next winter you can definitely have Bajra. Bhavana Kilambi. How to maintain cast iron cookware? Well, I have done so many videos on maintaining cast iron cookware, but since you asked, I'll just give a small explanation. So after cooking with cast iron, be it a tawa or dosha tawa or kadai, whatever it is, just rinse it with the water and use very mild soap when you're rinsing, and then you put it on the stove and heat it up. And once it is heated, just drizzle little bit of wood pressed sesame oil and with a tissue paper or What I do is I grease it with the potli which I use to grease my dosha tawa, which is always soaked in wood press sesame oil. So once the kadai or tawa is heated, I just grease it with the potli. So you can just drizzle oil, and you can take a tissue paper and lightly grease all over the pan, the handles, the outside portion, everywhere, and then it is ready to use. And once it is seasoned, it will not stick and perfectly ready to use in your cooking. I hope this is helpful to you, and I do hope you try to use a cast iron cookware for your daily cooking. Coming to the last question, it is from Koil C. Boli. Hi Nisha, I wanted to know, when baking cookies in oven, we have to put in one bottom road or on as in cake, or both up and bottom road on? Okay, when it is in baking mode, that means both the roads are on, and the cake or cookies should be put in the middle rack. So baking mode means both the road, top and bottom, will be on. So both the roads will be red in color, and you put the cake or cookies or whatever you are baking in the middle road. And with that, we have come to the end of the questions I have picked up for this session, and I hope to do these kinds of Q&A sessions more, at least once in a month. So please do comment and let me know what you think about this. And once again, thank you so much for being a part of my journey, and everyone, please do keep safe. Thank you so much, and until next time, take care. Bye bye.